All right, but first, don't think California's drought will impact you? Well, financial expert Ryan Tate says water prices across the country are going to skyrocket because of it. Explain that, because we tend to think right now, Ryan, oh, this is Governor Moonbeam's problem, not ours.
Well, I think first, as Americans, we view water almost as a right, which is a blessing. What a wonderful country we live in where we have access to clean water. But, you know, take what happened with gas prices, Neil. It's not a proportional decline. The gas prices, let's say, go up 75%. We don't see a 75% decrease in demand. Whatever the price increase is on water, you're not going to see a proportional decrease in the amount of consumption that we have.
But how would what's going on in California, now if they have water restrictions and all that other stuff, how would that get to us?
Well, I think first you have to remember that the price of crops, cattle, all of that is going to increase how much we're paying for food. And again, that's not something if water...
But it hasn't yet.
It hasn't
and
yet.
There's been this drought going on until these restrictions were put in. You say that changes because now there are forced restrictions.
Absolutely. And I think you have to remember, too, that with droughts and situations like this, it's not an immediate impact. Take today, for example. If California received all the water they needed to completely wipe out the drought, you wouldn't see a change in that pricing overnight. Take cattle. You know, the gestational period for cattle happens annually. It's going to take a long time for those prices to even self-correct if they got all of the water they needed.
Wouldn't that be localized to cattle in California, to fruit and vegetable crops in California? Now, I know that's a lot because California provides a nation a lot.
Absolutely.
But it's not South Dakota, it's not North Dakota, it's not, you know?
No, and I think you have to remember, too, how much of an impact California brings to the table affecting prices across the entire United States. Even what they export out into the markets out in Oklahoma that we eat, we're going to have to pay a little extra for what's coming from them out there. And I mean, it's...
Then the Governor Brown, I mean, I kidded before, but I think he had started this with the best of intentions, a voluntary effort. Guys, help me out here. Let's voluntarily see what we can do.
Absolutely.
And they didn't. They didn't do it.
And I think that goes back to my original point that they're not going to do this on their own. We view water as a right, and we're going to go use it the way we want and assume the other guy is going to be making the right choice.
Water's a right to drink, I think. Water's a right to, you know, to irrigate, you know, for food. It's not a right to keep a Hollywood mogul's lawn green.
Every time I go to California, they're always watering the grass.
You're right.
And there's not a lot of grass out there to water.
So they're not just smoking it, they're actually...
Yes, they are. Absolutely. And I don't think you're going to see any changes in that. I hope that we can push...
Well, they're forcing with fines now, tickets, right?
And I hope that we can push more innovation than regulation, Neil. That's a big concern for me. Now, I know you do have to have a certain amount of regulation, especially in like where Governor Brown is, where we've got to step in, or people's lives could be at risk. But I hope we end up seeing more innovation and government not really having to strong-arm us too much.
Yeah, share and share alike, right? Ryan Tate, thank you very much.
Appreciate you, Neil. Thank you so much.